Hi everyone, it's Carissa at Sprinkled with Glitter, and I am here with a card project. I'm going to be using a couple of different die sets from We Are Memory Keepers and Lifestyle Crafts. The first is this Banner It die set. This has so many fun different banners, some cut and emboss, some cut and score your paper at the same time, which is what that one does there. I'm going to be using the one on the left, which is that really fun and like furled banner there. I'm also going to be using these nesting hearts dies from Lifestyle Crafts and We Are Memory Keepers. I'll be using the two smaller ones. For my card base, I chose to use a watercolor paper. I just love the texture and the weight of it. I cut it to 3 3/4 by 11 and I will score it at 5 1/2. I cut it to 3 3/4 because eventually I'm going to be having something kind of hang off the edge of this card, and that'll keep it in an A2 envelope. So on the front of this card, I wanted to create a cutout with this larger die here. This is the larger of the two. I'll position where I want it on the front of the card, kind of hanging over, and then just put a piece of Post-it tape there to keep it in place. And then I'll put it blade side up onto my Genius platform, put my A plate over the top, and then just run it through. And that's just going to create a little kind of cutout sort of window on the front of this card. And you'll see me remove that die there. It just cut really nicely. And while I have my die machine handy, my die cutting machine handy, I'll cut out the rest of my pieces. And this is the Genius platform. It's a magnetic, so those will stay where I put them on the platform. I'm going to cut the banners out of the watercolor paper again. And then for the hearts, I'm going to cut them out of this really cool wood paper. This is from ARC Crafts. I'm going to cut the smaller one out of this lighter birch type paper. And then the larger one I will cut out of like the cherry type paper here. And those cut beautifully with those dies. Now that I have those kind of all ready to go, I can start stamping my sentiment. I'm going to use the Signature Greetings 2 stamp set by Paper Tray Ink. And the stamp says, "I love you, I really do." And I'm going to ink that up in some VersaFine ink and then just stamp it onto the front of that banner there. And VersaFine ink is one of my favorites for sentiments. I think it stamps lovely. I'm going to go ahead and crease my card, and then I can position that larger wood heart just kind of in that cutout there. And I'm going to just put some sticky runner adhesive on the one side of that heart so that there's no sticky on the part that's hanging over, and then just attach it inside that cutout to the inside of the card. For the banner, I'm going to attach it with some foam dimensional adhesive. This is the Sticky Thumb foam dimensional squares, but I'm going to use 2 layers. So once I put the first layer on, I'll remove the backing and then put another layer over that. And then I can just attach it to where it kind of hovers over that window on the front of the card there. So the banner's on 2 layers of dimensional adhesive, and for the smaller heart, I'm just going to attach 1 layer of the foam adhesive right to the center of the front of the heart, and then I'm going to kind of suspend it from the banner, so I'll remove the backing and just slide it in there, and then when I get it positioned where I want it, I can just push it down. So you'll see here in just a second that when I open the card, the banner and the smaller heart open with the front of the card, and that larger heart stays affixed to the inner portion of the card. For links to all the products I used in today's project, you can visit my blog at sprinkledwithglitter.com. And don't forget, when you shop at shopweare.com, which is the We Are Memory Keepers shopping site, you can use the coupon code GLITTER to save 20% off your entire order. Thanks for stopping by today, and I hope you have a fabulous day.